Hello everyone, welcome to this little introduction about my library I've created React Native Google Autocomplete. So it's a library I've created who use the render props, and this is to let you finally use the Google API for looking for place, but let you with the UI you want. Like I just give you the data and you do whatever you want with this. I give you access to some kind of little function and thing like this, and I think it can become pretty nice. So my library, it's great because I've been using React Native Google Plays Autocomplete. And this library, it's really nice. I mean, they have a lot of star, a lot of people who have contributed and things like this. They have a lot of stuff. But the thing is, for me, for an application I was building, I didn't really find like it was missing some piece. And the thing about what it was doing, it's yeah, like they have too many things for me for my app, and I was just looking about getting the data. That's it. Just an app, just finally a component who wrap around the real API, and just give me the data. That's it, and I can do whatever I want, the design I want, if I want to show this in the model, or whatever. So this is the library I've created, and I just want to show you finally how this one work. So finally, I've created this library with TypeScript. So you're gonna have a good autocomplete stuff. If you use Flow or TypeScript, you're gonna have all the typing and things like this. I make use also I make use of rollups to packing all my library. So to bundle everything. So my library finally, like I told you, it's wrapped around render props. It give you the props and everything. And this is what I want to show you. So my doc it's not that good. As you know, I'm not English, so I try to do my best. In these docs, I just show you finally all the props you can get from the render finally, and you can use all of them here. And also this is the props you can pass, and I show you which one is optional, etc. So I'm gonna show you how the library work. And we're gonna just build a little search feature and nothing more. So the first thing you need is to have an API key, okay? So if you click here in the documentation, that's gonna open right there, okay? And now what you're gonna need to do is you're gonna need to get an API key for the place. So finally, you're gonna just need to create your application, and after that, you're gonna need to get the API key about this. So that's gonna be inside your right there, get API key, and now you're gonna click on get a key and just finally follow everything they say here. That's it. That's gonna be just a string. So for this app, I have already the API key, so I'm gonna be good right there. I put this inside the key, and the key is not gonna be pushed to get. It's not the best way, but this is the way it's gonna work. So for starting, we're gonna just install finally my library. So this is pretty easy. Yarn add React Native Google Autocomplete. It's a pretty long name, I know, sorry about this. You work with React Native, okay? But with the way I handle it, I'm pretty sure that's gonna work also with the web. So it's not React Native, like it's not plugged with nothing with React Native. It's gonna be plugged with your UI. So it's just some function. So yes, it's gonna work with the web. So maybe it's a thing I can change the name, because right now it looks like it's just for React Native. Perfect. So now the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna import from React Native Google Autocomplete the Google Autocomplete component. Okay. So this is the application we have. Right now, don't know why it take long. Sorry, my expo wasn't at start, so I need to start it. So now we have the library right there, the component, okay? So the way this component works, we're gonna go inside this, we're gonna remove the text, and now I'm gonna make use of my Google Autocomplete, okay? So Google Autocomplete. In this one, I need to pass the API key. So API key provided by Google. So you see I've put some documentation, you know that's going to be a string, etc. Okay. So the API key going to be equal to the value app right there. now this API key like that, and now here I'm gonna have the function who I get my render props from it. So now here I'm gonna make use of react.fragment, oops, like that. Okay, and now this React fragment here, I'm gonna have a view, and I also want to have a text input. So a text input, like that, nothing more. So you see, we have nothing. Now here I'm gonna just put a placeholder, so search place. And for my text input, I have some UI really quick. So text input, I'm gonna just put something really simple. So height of 40, width of 300, border width of 1, and yeah, like that. So now I'm gonna have this start right there. For my text input, you see it's pretty boring, but I'm gonna add some padding, horizontal of 16. Perfect. Now what I want, I want when I search here to get my data right there, okay? So this thing, it's connect, so that's gonna be the debugger. So the way that work, it's my React Native, my Google autocomplete component, give you access to some value, okay? One of them is gonna be the handle text change. So handle event change, it's for the web, so the HTML input element, and the index text change, it's gonna be for React Native, okay? So what we can do, it's passing this value to my unchanged text. So I can say handle text change like that, okay? Now I can type, nothing gonna happen, but this is searching behind the scene, okay? So how can we see the data? It's here, we're gonna have access to the location result. Now what I'm gonna do, it's here, I'm gonna console log location result, and I'm gonna pass it right there. So now if we go here and I search for 500, we get the location result. So you see, it takes some time, and now we get the location result like that. Nothing more to do. You get the location result. This is an array, and you get this object right there. So you get all the stuff Google gave us with the place. This is the simple place here. So now one of the things is, you see, now right now it fetch, sorry about this, I'm gonna make it like that. Now it fetch every time I type, but this is really bad in performance. So I have give you access to a debound attribute. I think by default it's 200, but here you can put some bigger time. So the debounds mean when the user gonna stop to type after a certain amount of time, now we're gonna fetch. So if we look here, if I search, now we get the location result. Sorry about this. We get the location result, and now this location result gonna be just called after a certain amount of time. So the location result here, it just came in because of the state change, so we get this back. But also, one thing is we have access to the min length. So the min length, it's finally the minimum of the length of the text input before we start searching. So by default, it's 2. So example, if we see 3, we don't gonna search, you see, we don't search for 23 and things like that. So this is for you, like if you want, example, I don't know, like 250, oops, I'm not in the good box. So 250 avenue, and now you're gonna search. So it's just better for the perf and things like that. You can change it. So I think minimum length it's 2, and the debounds it's 200. So you see here also, if you do alt click, you get to all the types. So you can see all the types that I've put right there. So you see the debounce was a number, anything like this. Perfect for that. But now it's pretty lame, so we have nothing. And yeah, so what we can change, it's now we're gonna just create finally really simple component, like if you build an application. So component folder. Here I'm gonna maybe create like a location item.js. Okay, so this location item don't gonna do too much. This location item gonna just be a per component with a view, text, style sheet. This one gonna be called location item. I don't gonna have any state, so you can no we can't. So here we're gonna have a view. This view gonna have some style, height of 40, border bottom width equal to the style sheet line width. So this is the finally the thin line of the platform, so the minimum you can get. And we're gonna have a justify contain center. Here what I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna have just a text, and this text gonna be called with the this.props.description. So if you ask where the description gonna came from this one. Here inside object we have description. So you see this is kind of good format to see the place. So now we can import this one. Like that. And now inside a scroll view, so inside a real app you can use flat list, something like this, but now just for this one. So here what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna right there have my scroll view. Here I'm gonna do my location that result that map. Here I'm gonna have each element. And now here I can do location item like that. Now I'm gonna spread all the element, and now the element, because of the typing, we get it already. So what I mean by that, it's example, if you want to pass the ID, you can do element, and now you see element ID, the description and everything. All that I gave you this because of the typing of TypeScript. So now here I can pass a key. So the key is gonna be equal to finally l.id. So it's gonna be a string like that. Now if I save, now the UI is really bad. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add some styling to this input. So I'm gonna say style that input, the input wrapper, sorry. And this input wrapper gonna add finally just a margin top of 80. So now if I search, now we get each element like that. So we show each element to the user. It's 5 elements, blah, blah, blah. This is what we got. Here I just forget to pass finally the value. And now 2, 3, add new. Boom. Now we get the element. One of the things is if you know the Google Play searching, they give you some more detail, because right now if we look, this is not the biggest detail you can get. Okay, they have not a lot of things right there, and this is maybe not what you want in your app, so you need more detail. So what I've done is I've also have a function called fetch detail. So the fetch detail return a promises who give you back a Google location detail result. Okay, so all that's gonna work is I'm gonna pass this fetch detail to my location item. So now my location item here, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna say here touchable opacity. So that's gonna become now a button. Okay, so that's gonna be now a button. So now if I search, I can click on each element, not a button, but a touchable element. Now here I'm gonna call an handle press function. That's gonna be in this one. This one's gonna be called from this button when I click. So on press, and this that handle press. So here we can get the value of the fetch detail and calling that from the this.prop.place ID. So we don't get autocomplete here because we don't have flow or thing like that, and we don't type the prop, so that's why. But finally, this is the props we get here in the element. We have the place ID right there. And with this place ID now, we can search the real detail of the place. So now, if I show you, I'm gonna have an alert. That alert. Why? It's because I didn't import it. And now here, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna say result. Not really, don't need stringify res like that. Okay. So now if I came here and I search, now I can click on this element, and now we get the real, the full detail. So you see, you get a long name, all the stuff you need, and maybe it's gonna be easier on the log. So result res. So now if I get there, so I search 23 add. If I click on the Madison, now you see this is all what we get. We get the address component, the geometry, and everything. So if you check this one, what we have, it's not a lot, but now we get all this element, much more. You get the address component. So now if you want to get, example, the street number, if you want to get the route, and if you want to get here, that's gonna be the city, and not the city, but the, you see what I mean, like, and all this kind of stuff. You get all this. You get the geometry also, so you get the location. Also, you get some kind of icon. I just give you access to everything finally. Also here we have other element, but now that can become pretty nice for you. So example, you let the user search. Okay, nice. But what I want to save in my DB, it's like maybe the formatted address, or maybe I want to get each component like that, and I want to save this thing's gonna be the like this thing here. I mean, maybe this one. Okay, United States is gonna be the country. So now I want to save the country. I can save the long name or the short name in my DB, so it's gonna be much better. So now you have access to all this by default. You have nothing to do more. I just give you finally what you will use if you use this API finally. Now, another thing, so I get some pull requests on my repo, and was really good. So finally he asked me if I want to add some other features, so I'm going to show you the feature. So one of them, it's first thing, if when I type, I don't know when I have a loading. So I give you the is searching boolean right there. So this is searching boolean can be used, example, when you want to show like a spinner or something like that. So now here I can pass a is searching, and now right there I'm gonna have an activity indicator, and I'm gonna pass it right there. So now if it's searching, we're gonna get this. So now if I search, we get this right there. I'm gonna put that in size large, color like big color red. It's gonna be easier. 2, 3 add. We get this right there. So we just, because it's really quick, but you see you see the element, so you see the EQuimper. So now you have the searching. You can put that everywhere you want in the design. It's your choice. This is the beauty of render props. It's now I don't care about how you want to manage it. I give you the data, I give you the feature, that's it. You do whatever you want with this. Now maybe you are like me, you want to control this input, because this input right now have element, but this one don't have element. He's not controlled. So I give you this, so pretty simple value. So it's input value. So you can just pass it right there if you want, and you put input value. So now it become controller. Nothing has changed. Still the same thing. Perfect. Another feature I get asked inside my repo. It's about I want to clear this thing. Okay, I want to have a button where I can clear and things like this. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna import from React Native the button component. And now I can put this button right there. And I can call that title clear. And when I'm gonna click on this one, I want to call a function where it's gonna clear all my search. So now what I'm gonna do is here I'm gonna just say flex direction of row. And now here I have my function called clear search. I can pass the clear search right there. So the clear search is just gonna clear whatever you show in the screen. So avenue, perfect. Now my user don't want that, you want to clear whatever, or you want to clear from the input. Now you can click clear. That's it, we remove it. I think it's pretty nice. Can be pretty like handy when you use it. So that was it with the library. So finally, it's not like a tutorial about doing thing. It just like, I just want you to see this little library I've created. I think you can take some time in playing with this. So I've put all the props you can pass. So the props I see here, all the props you pass to the component like that. And the render props, it's what I gave you inside the render props function right there. So yeah, I mean, I hope you enjoy. If you want to learn about all the location result gonna look like, I give you access also to the interface, but you can check them right there. So if you want to use them, you can also import this and whatever you want. If you want to import this inside like another function and things like this, so I take the time to just type everything, pretty simple, but it's nice when it's already done. So I hope you enjoy. So remember the name, remember how to install it. Yarn add the React Native Google Autocomplete, create an API key, take the API key from here, paste it like this, and after that you can search. So you can query, you can do whatever you want. I think it get pretty nice with any UI. You do whatever you want with this, and also that work with the HTML. I'm pretty sure if not, just create an issue. I'm gonna respond to this. So the repo gonna be in the description. And also the repo about what I've just done gonna be in the description. I hope you enjoy. Let me know in the comment if you have any comment about this library, if you think that can become like a pretty nice library. I mean, for me, I just use it for myself, so it's your choice. And yeah, so I hope you enjoy, and we talk later. Have a good night, everyone.